But I think when we first did our first 12-week prep or 9-week prep, however long it was for for the people at Coast One Hong Kong, we basically knew that, okay, well, pretty much everyone joining this has done a lot of CrossFit, so they're going to be fine with the functional movements. We probably just need to run and focus on that a little bit more, and then just get them comfortable with a HYROX race.
Yeah.
But then when we started going online and basically putting these programs out to world, we were like, well, hang on a minute. Not everyone is like our coastal community.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of these people are going to be the complete opposite. Like you said, like it's not actually even about the skills. It's that they're not actually strong enough to push a sled, or they're not strong enough to throw a ball to a target for a wall ball. So these guys need something totally different to what we've just run for the last 12 weeks. So basically that led to us creating different iterations of our 8 and 12-week cycles, which we have a strength bias program, basically for individuals who might have done enough running but struggle with the functional movements and need more strength. We have obviously the run bias program for those probably like myself that do all right with the functional movements but need more running. And then we have like our balance program. So for those who are decent enough with the strength, they're decent enough with the running, they just need kind of a blend of both. So talk to me about the difference between those three programs.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we definitely had to brainstorm quite a bit because we were like, yeah, this is how we would do it. And then we're like, wait, no, not everyone does what we do. So we can't make that assumption. So now we need to cater to the most, right? So like you said, we divided it into a couple of categories, and it first started with, okay, let's run a running bias program and a strength bias program. And the way that we did that, if you think about 3 days of training a week, because that's what we based it on, we said, all right, someone who is doing the running bias program needs to have running or at least endurance-based work, at least 2 of the sessions with some strength stuff still. So it's not just a running program. It's still catered towards HYROX. It still wants to make them make touches on the strength elements needed, but it will prioritize their aerobic system and their running development. Then for the strength, it's the exact same, but in reverse, right? So it's now, okay, over the 3 days, you're going to see more strength on 2 days, and then you're still going to have a running or aerobic piece on one of the days. As it progresses, both of them then tend to lead themselves towards the same Saturday prep, where it looks pretty similar, getting them towards the race. We wrote that program with the intention of saying, okay, well, people are pretty invested in HYROX, but a lot of people probably still have their own thing. So this could be done as a standalone program and could make someone pretty good at the sport. It could also be done as an accessory program for someone who already does training. So that was kind of the intention with the 3-day program. So we had the 12-week and the 8-week with them. Actually, they're pretty similar. It's just 4 weeks longer to prep and have more of an accumulation phase and more of an accumulation phase in the 12-week program. Then we were like, okay, HYROX is actually becoming pretty big and there's hunger for it. Like, people want a program, and we know we're pretty good at programming. So like, why don't we put our brains together and we'll create a 5-day program that's balanced. Now, we still actually have people that have the option of making it more running bias or making it strength bias over that balance program. So essentially that program runs over 5 days. The weekend session is always the session that they get an option of either doing the strength session that we had programmed or the running or aerobic system biased one.
So they're basically doing either 3 conditioning based biased and 2 strength, or the opposite, 3 strength, 2 conditioning biased.
Exactly. And then the only other difference with that is that, let's just say you trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you rested Thursday, you trained Friday, Saturday. The Monday session and the Thursday session that we've said in your program, you would make that the bias of what you're trying to train. So if you were doing the strength bias program, the strength training goes on the Monday. If you were doing the aerobic bias training, you would do the aerobic session on the Monday, the strength on the Tuesday. So it was always biasing someone's weakness, and that's how we get people to choose. It was always
and you were doing that because that's the days they're freshest in the week, because they're
yes,
coming out of
absolutely.
Rest day.
Sorry, yes, I should have described that. So if we think about the weekend, they're training on a Saturday, they're resting on Sunday. Monday means they're more fresh. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, they start to become more fatigued. They rest on the Thursday. Then we have another priority day after that where they have a little bit more energy.
Yeah. So when we teach people about programming, we always call these like our critical days, right?
Critical days.
Critical days are the days where generally we're going to have a bit more energy availability. Yeah. Because in this, because we're not considering anything else like job, work, blah, 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 travel, but they're coming out of a rest day. So technically they should be feeling better. So we put the most important work that person needs on that day after the rest day so they can get more out of the session.
Exactly. Yeah. And it doesn't mean it has to be stuck to those days. Like, you have to also have more of a client-centric approach sometimes, or someone can start the program and do it on different days. But the way we've structured it is just based on the fact that people might train in that way.
Love it.
Yeah.